Three things you should do before picking your college major. Welcome back to Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. This is your man Jay, and today we are going to talk about three things you should do before picking your college major. Now, I know that college isn't for everyone, and I also know that not everyone is going into the collegiate atmosphere with the same financial background. This is just a basic video to pretty much it can help anybody, whether you're paying for your own college, whether you're getting loans, whether your parents are paying for it, whether you are a parent and you're sending a child off, or whatever the case may be. This is a video that will help you also. So, first of all, before we get into those three things, when you think about going to college as a young person, you have this, this air of freedom that you are about to attain, and you have all of these passions and aspirations for the future, and all of these things, imaginations in your head. Excuse me, about what your college life is going to bring you, and what type of college experience you're going to have. And it should be that way. It should be positive. However, I challenge you to look at college for what it is. It is a business, number one, and a business that you will be investing into. And like any other investment, you want what is called an ROI. That is a return on your investment. Consider if you can teach yourself whatever it is that you want to learn, okay? Or find another way to be taught that without paying an institution per se to learn it, right? A good example is maybe a doctor, right? You have to go to school to be a doctor. There's a lot of nuances in becoming a doctor where you do need to go to school and have lab work and to, have in-class instruction and things of that nature. Something like film production is on the other end of that spectrum, where you don't have to have, an institution teach you film to be proficient in film production. You can actually go and get into this field with no experience and learn on-job training under a mentorship and become proficient at it. Okay, so whatever it is that you are planning to do with your higher education or with your career track, ask yourself, can you teach yourself? Okay, try to avoid paying for things that you can teach yourself. Try to avoid things that you can teach, paying for things that you can teach yourself. Okay, now let's get into this first one. When you're looking at your major choice, okay, you want to ask yourself, how in demand is the degree I'm going to obtain in this major in the real world? How in demand is it out there in the real world? Okay, you want to know that in the immediate time that you're going in in the near future too. So it would probably be good to do like a 5 to 10 year outlook on your degree choice, right? Because some industries are skyrocketing and some industries are plummeting. And if you are getting a education in a plummeting industry, then your degree, your knowledge, your skills in that particular field are going to be worth less when you get out, right? So look at the trajectory of the industry that your degree is going to serve in and what demand it has in the marketplace, okay? That's number one, because like I said in the beginning, this is a business and you are going to invest in this business and you want a return on your investment. Even if it's not you paying for your education, even if it's your parents, they want to know that their money was spent and helping you create a better life for yourself, right? Because that's why you're going to college. All right. I know you're probably going to college too to, have fun, do what you do. But at the end of the day, that's going to be a short 4 years. And you don't want that 4 years to turn into a financial handcuff for you, okay? At the end of that 4 years, you want to be in a position where that 4 years is going to help enhance your standard of living, right? So number two, have an idea of what track that you are going to look to be employed under your degree or your under your profession, right? What career track are you going to take? Okay, just let's take nursing for instance. If you're going to school for nursing, you're going to get your BSN in nursing. Once you get your BSN, there are avenues in nursing you can take. You can go into geriatrics, you can go into pediatrics, you can go into emergency, you can go into senior living. It's a lot of personal care. It's a lot of ways that you can go with your nursing degree, and that's in any industry. So look at the tracks that interest you most, right? And then once you take those tracks, you try to boil down what the average salary of those tracks are from entry level, mid level, and upper level in that particular track. Now, again, you are 19, 20, you may not know, but having a good idea of around about what you would probably want to do is better than not having a clue or not thinking about it at all until you graduate and then you're trying to figure it out, right? Even if you have parents helping to guide you in this, they may not know. So it's good to kind of educate yourself on what you could be doing with this degree, what interests you the most. And then you narrow it down to what is the average salary of entry level, mid level, and upper level positions in this particular degree. Now, why is this important? It's important because it leads to number three. Figure out how much tuition in total out of pocket that you are going to be paying to acquire your degree. Okay, on average, a 4-year degree could cost you anywhere between $10,000 a year to upward $40,000 a year, depending on what school you go to, what you're going for, etc., etc. This is usnews.com. It says average tuition and fees at ranked colleges. Private is $38,185. Public out of state is $22,698, and public in state is $10,338. So let's just take the low end of that. At $10,000 per year times 4, that's roughly $40,000. If you've taken out any loans, okay, let's just say you took out the loan of $40,000 to pay for it. That's $40,000 that you have to pay back, okay? If you have the $40,000, once again, that is still an investment that you want to see return to you in a certain amount of time, right? Because if you don't, it leaves you in the red. So it's very important to calculate that. So if whatever you're going into is going to be less than 40, let's say it's going to be $20,000 a year once you get out of college, you know that it'll possibly take you 2 years at full maximum to pay off that degree. If when you come out of college it's going to be $40,000, you know that it'll take you 1 year, so on and so forth. So this will give you a good gauge, a good barometer of what your degree is going to demand and how long it's going to take you to get out of that debt or to get a return back on your investment that you made into your collegiate career, right? Now, let's take a look at some of the degrees that they've ranked some of the worst or the most useless degrees. And we have this article here from edsmart.org, and it says, here are some of the most useless college degrees out there. 20 most useless degrees, according to their research. Advertising, anthropology and archaeology, art history, communications, computer science, creative writing, criminal justice, culinary arts, education, entrepreneurship, ethnic and civilization studies, fashion design, film, video, and photographic arts, languages, music, philosophy, psychology, studio arts and fine arts, theater arts, travel, and tourism. Okay, so that was their 20 and most useless degrees. I'm sure you can pull up a list of the most useful college degrees as well. So it'll pay to do your research here. There's not a knock on any of those things. You can literally be successful at anything that you have enough passion, drive, and will to do. Okay. However, again, looking at it from a business perspective, if you're going to spend money to get an education, right? You want a return on that investment. All right. It is going to college for 4 years to party is not worth $40,000 of debt. It's not. Okay. Going to college with, just winging it and, groping in the dark and hoping something land is not a smart way to invest $40,000. Okay. Going to college, paying for something that you literally could have read books on or went straight on job training is not a good investment, right? So when you're approaching college, please look at it as an investment in your future, all right? And that investment, once again, could either leave you handcuffed, financially handcuffed, or it could really set you up to raise your standard of living. The choice is really up to you. So just a quick recap, okay? 1, find out how in demand your degree is in the industry that you're looking to get into. All right. 2, have an idea of what track that you want to go down in that career path, and figure out the annual salary of that particular career track over entry level, mid level, and upper level. And 3, find out the total cost out of pocket that you will be responsible for at the end of your 4 years in college and actually acquiring your degree. Okay, so that's all we got today on book 5. And of course, today's video is brought to you by our scripture of the day, which is Luke chapter 14 and verse 28. All right. Count the cost, all right, to see if you have sufficient to finish it. All right, that's all we got. This is your man, Jay. This is Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. And we'll catch you next time in the book club.